Yesterday in my Social 119 class, I was busting people's chops about this freedom and determinism issue. And basically, I was coming down on conservatives, or so-called conservatives. No, I was coming down on Republicans who think they're conservatives, but they're not really conservatives if they're Republicans. And just kind of busting their chops about not accepting or not seeing that factors and forces outside of our control shape everything we do. So from the conservative perspective, you've got to account for these external forces and constraints. You have to do that, which means it brings you back to the middle. And I was busting on the Democrats, people who think they're Democrats, and liberals, and it's hard to be a Democrat and a liberal. Although Obama embraces liberalism much more than his predecessors, I will say. But I was busting their chops for not taking into account personal freedom and the degree to which factors and forces outside of our control, these invisible strings coming down and shaping us and conditioning our behavior, can be influenced by, severed by, retied by, whatever the case is, right? Influenced by personal decision making. We're not robots. We're not all lined up to think and act and feel in particular ways by society. That we do have a choice. And yet, those choices are always shaped by factors and forces outside of our control. So I was trying to get people into the middle, into the gray area. The gray area is the intellectual area. One side or the other, that's for TV pundits. That's for these people on these TV talk shows and radio shows to argue back and forth. But if you want to be in an intellectual space, if you really want to be a thinker, you can't be purely conservative or purely liberal. You've got to be in the center because you have to see that at every waking moment, both factors, personal responsibility and factors and forces outside of our control, are shaping everything we do and think. Okay? Stay in the middle. And as I say that, let me continue with class.